What's up, people? This is Carlos and Catherine Green of Power Couples Rock. And guess what? It is Popcorn Conversations, and we are back for a brand new season. So we're excited that you guys are on listening to this. And I tell you, it is exciting what we're going to be doing this season. And before I introduce our guests, let me kind of just give you a little glimpse of what we're going to be doing. So over the summer, we kind of revamped, retooled what we're doing with Popcorn Conversations. And for the season that we're in now, from now through November, we are going to have conversations regarding couples who are in marriage and business together. So all of our topics will surround that. And here's what's so exciting about it is that the guest that we have on tonight is the epitome of someone who is married and is in ministry and in business. And so he has a wealth of experience. And so we want you, if you are interested in these topics that we're going to be talking about, please go out to Power Couples Rock on our YouTube page at Power Couples Rock, or you can follow us on Instagram or Facebook. And so I can't forget my beautiful wife here of 35 years.
Yeah.
I think I'm doing something with 35 years.
35
I'm doing
years.
something with 35 years
Yes.
here, that she is definitely the engine behind what we're doing. And so I want to give her flowers while she's here.
Thank you, babe. Thank you. I appreciate that. I just want to echo what Carla said about we are so grateful for you all who have been tuning in to our Popcorn Conversation. When we started this last year,
a year ago.
We started this last year.
Yes.
We just did it out of questions that we had couples come up to us and ask us about, and we decided to throw all those questions in the popcorn machine and start to answer them along the way.
Yes.
And then it transferred into something else. Then we had co-hosts to join us.
Exactly.
We had co-hosts who had joined us on the Popcorn Conversation, the Parkers and the Jones, and the Mixons. They'll be coming back later on in the season. But we just want to say we're grateful. And now it has evolved into even more, where we will be having guests come on and who are specializing in certain fields to just help us as couples to align our marriage so that we can do life well, and so that we can know how to really love each other. Okay.
Exactly. Oh, you're giving a hint.
Really love
You're giving a hint right now. I love that. I love it.
Yes.
So then again, I just want to encourage you all, if you want to know what's happening, what's going on with Popcorn Conversations with Power Couples Rock, go out to YouTube, subscribe to us, hit that subscribe button, or follow us on Instagram and Facebook. And so I am excited about diving in to our show tonight.
Dive in. Well, we did a little subtitle. We called it "What Does Real Love Look Like?"
Yes.
Because we wanted you to ponder on that, because we know when we get into this topic tonight that you're going to have some eye-opening thoughts and insight as we begin to dive into this with our special guest tonight. Let's bring him on. Hey, Dr. Allen.
Good evening, and how are you all this evening?
We're doing well. So, hey, let us give our audience a little bit of background about you. And so we've got just a short bio, but I know it's not as extensive, but we would want people to know who we are honored to have in our presence tonight.
Yes. Okay. I'll say he's a doctor of ministry, lead pastor, and wait a minute, watch this, nationally recognized counselor with over 41 years of thriving covenant marriage. 41 years. Okay,
41.
We got to catch up with you.
Exactly. 41.
We are looking forward to that. So Dr. Allen doesn't theorize about love. He lives it. His message sits at the intersection of biblical truth, emotional intelligence, and practical wisdom, reaching men and women desperate to have clarity in culture of confusion. And now is his latest book that we're going to be talking about tonight, When a Man Really Loves a Woman. I can't wait to get into this.
It's
sparking a lot of conversation all over for marriages. I mean, it's blowing up on Amazon. Oh my God. I'm going to tell you how to get it, but it is blowing up on Amazon. And there are other places you'll be able to get that we'll tell you throughout the program. But Dr. Allen, we are so proud and we are honored to have you here tonight.
Yes. So welcome, Dr. Allen.
Thank you to both of you all. Thank you. My bride and I both cherish the relationship that we have with the Greens. And we have loved you all for now 10 years. That's how long we've been knowing each other. Right, 10 years that we've been knowing each other.
Exactly.
So we are so grateful, and I thank you for this opportunity to come on Popcorn Conversation. Let's get that popcorn conversation going, right?
Yes.
So we are really grateful for this opportunity, and thank you. We do.
Yeah, I know that our relationship extends just beyond. Definitely beyond just this conversation that we've had. Like you said, we've known each other for 10 years. You and I have sat on the same board that deals with marriage called Eusebia, and it's been a blessing that actually just hear your wisdom and helping to grow that organization the way it is now, which is awesome. And then one of the things I've been so excited about is that last weekend we shared the same space in Orlando, Florida, and you and your wife just rocked the house. I mean, people were like standing up excited about the conversation that you were having about when a man really loves a woman, and then the testimony that you and your wife, Pastor Kim, talked about. I mean, you all really exceeded everyone's expectations regarding the messages that you all brought. So now here's the thing. You all were keynote speakers. You sat on a panel, and then you gave us encouraging words at the soiree. So you all were extremely busy during that whole time. But you know what? Your cup never ran out. You always had a word for us. And so I want to say thank you for being prepared and showing up the way you did.
Yeah.
We were grateful to the Lord. Pastor Kim and I both are grateful to the Lord to be able to come and share at Florida, because it was an amazing experience for us. It was absolutely amazing. And I'm looking forward to it again. Looking forward to it. So it was an awesome blessing for us to be able to share. And we even found, as coming out of that, how much we really just enjoy pouring in, because as we're pouring into others, we're pouring into each other. And it was just such a blessing. So it encourages our marriage every time. It does.
Yeah, I tell you, one of the things that I really enjoyed about you all, you know how you can get keynote speakers and they come and kind of give their speech and then you don't see them anymore. You all really integrated yourself into the fabric of the retreat. And that was good. You made yourself available, accessible. You were able to experience it. And I think people truly appreciate that, to say, no, we really get to touch and feel them and really see how they show up.
Yeah.
So can I just say, is this a real conversation? I don't like speakers that just show up only when they got to speak. I don't like
exactly, right? Exactly. We're having a real conversation. I don't like they just show up and then they leave.
Yeah. Right. Are you that special? What is going on? Exactly. We enjoy being a part of. We really do. And if many times the Lord blesses us to go opportunities to go and speak, without a doubt, if we have to speak on a Friday and the conference starts on a Thursday, we're going to be there that Thursday, and we're going to stay until that Saturday. That's just who God created us to be, and we're grateful for that. Yeah, because people give you opportunities. Yeah, we need to be grateful for those opportunities.
Come on. Yeah. So I'm encouraging anyone who is listening to this now, if you want a dynamic, faith-based, just truly living the life from a covenant relationship standpoint, here's the guy right here, Dr. Jonathan Wade Allen, or we call him Joe Nathan, Wade Allen Sr., to get him come and speak to your audiences there. So
yes.
I'm ready to dive into this conversation about your book as well, right?
Yes. Let's dive in. Let's go. Let's just look at, I want to ask, what was happening in your life and in your marriage that made you want to write this book?
Yes.
Okay. So you're asking what was happening in my life. Part of what was happening in my life was I was doing a lot of relationship counseling, premarital counseling, and marriage counseling. So I've been doing it now like 30 years. So going through all of those sessions that the Lord has blessed me with, and I'll just say this, I really believe in my heart that this is what the Lord placed me. Yes, I'm a husband, father, grandfather, and pastor, but I really believe the Lord has placed me on earth really to be able to help couples.
Wow.
And I say that, and I give God glory for this, and I have to say it every time I make the statement I'm getting ready to make. But like 90 or 92% of the couples that I counsel and get married, they're still married over the last 30 years. So I give God glory for that. But it shows me that that's part of my assignment. So I just understand the seriousness and the sacredness of holy matrimony. And so that's what was going on. All these people, and I kept getting these men coming to me that just weren't ready,
Yes.
Didn't really know how to really love and embrace the woman of God that God placed in their life. So that's what was going on in my life when I really wrote this.
So who did you have in mind as you were writing the book then? Is it for men who are already married, or men who are looking to get married, or men who are challenged about being married? Who was that audience? Do you want to lean into that?
I was just going to say, keep going. It was all of them.
Really? Okay.
But in addition to that, it was for the women of also. Because one of the things with the men is it was a impartation. It was to help men to get to a point where God wanted us to be as husbands. But it was also to help raise the expectation for the women so that they would understand that they are queens and they ought to be treated like queens every day of their lives. So it was a combination there for the women and for the men.
You said impartation for men and raising the expectation for women.
Absolutely. For the wives.
That's a nugget right there.
That is a nugget.
That's a nugget. That is so good.
I am trying to write that in the chat. Impartation for men.
Yes.
And help raise the expectation for the wives.
The expectation for the wives.
All right.
Like our wives, our wives ought to expect to be treated royally, like a queen. Right?
Yes.
But my wife, my bride, she teaches the younger women, you sit right here in the car. Don't even move until he get out the car and come around and open that door. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
So we collectively do this together. That's what
I hear you saying about, so it would be training for them, because what if I don't know what a queen should look like?
That part.
How can you help me with that?
Right. And so many people don't. They didn't see this. That wasn't the model that they had growing up. Right. I was so blessed that my parents and my grandparents, they bought a house together. Right.
Okay.
Early when I think I was 4 years old. So I had my parents and my grandparents in the same house. We all grew up. That's when I grew up. And I watched my grandparents stay together 50 years and my parents stay together 32 years before one of them passed. So I saw that. Wow. You know what I mean? So I had
the model. Oh my God.
I had the model. And many people don't have the model. They don't. So we need to have something for, can I just pull it up?
Come on, let's put it up.
Right. We need to have something for them in order to be able to train and to impart. And that's what the Lord allowed me to do. And I'm grateful for this. And I don't take it lightly. I am really grateful.
So let's talk then more about the impartation for men, the expectation for women. In order for there to be impartation and an expectation that happens, there's got to be something that's challenging, or there's a crisis. Now, you talk about marriage.
Get divorced sometimes, and then go do it again, and then get divorced again. There has to be a training. There has to be an impartation. There has to be a shift in what people are normally doing. One of the things I shared with our youngest son, Jonathan Jr., I shared with him, and I was talking to my wife and his bride, soon-to-be bride also this weekend, right? I shared with them that one of the greatest compliments that my son has given me is I gave him the draft copy of the book. Wow. And he said to me, I don't need to read it because I've been watching it all my life.
Right there. What? Right there.
Okay, you gotta say that again, because
that blessed me tremendously. Jonathan Jr. said, I don't need to read the book because I've been watching it all of my life. Many people don't have the model.
Wow. Well, go ahead. I don't want to cut you off.
So that's the reason that I'm just so passionate about this book. When I was doing my doctoral work, one of the things that, as part of my dissertation, one of the things that I was writing is I'm fighting against separation and divorce, right? Wow. And there has to be a shift in the trajectory. It has to be. We can't say that we still at 50% marriages are making it and 50% are not. And even in the Christian community, we can't continue to say that.
That's right.
We have to make a difference. And it's going to take all of us collectively making a difference. That's why I love the Greens, right? If you are on board with fighting against this separation and divorce, you all, so many couples are just on board now. So I'm excited.
I am loving that.
Yeah, you said, now you did say with that rate, it is fixable.
Absolutely.
Talk to me a little bit about what makes it fixable.
So there are two things. One, we really do have to do premarital counseling, right?
Yes.
And this is what I say. Most of the doctoral work was surrounded around relationship counseling, premarital counseling, and marriage counseling, right? And what I've said is some people need to be in relationship counseling so they won't go into premarital counseling, because you'll get enough red flags in relationship counseling that you'll never even think about premarital.
So you're encouraging people to do relationship counseling
absolutely
before premarital counseling.
Absolutely.
Okay, talk to us. What does relationship counseling look like?
Yeah.
There's some people that think that this is the one, and you sit down with them and say, this ain't the one. That's what it looks like.
Yes, that's it. So, and there's probably a freedom in relationship counseling because you're not really tied to the person. Absolutely. And you haven't made that commitment like we're going to get married. So you're really doing a discovery and exploration about what a healthy relationship, a covenant relationship would look like.
Right.
And I want to presuppose that's what that is. So
it is. That's exactly what it is. And we did a quote not long ago that said, red flags don't turn green in marriage.
Oh, wait a minute now.
All right, we're gonna drop that nugget in there too. Okay? Drop that one there.
And then you explain it.
Red flags don't turn green
in marriage. Think about it. If you see all these red flags while you dating somebody, don't think just because you go to the altar, it's gonna change. It's not gonna change. That's what I'm saying.
You are so right. You are so right. And people love to avoid that and think they can change that color, right? Oh,
if they're a knucklehead while you dating them, they're gonna be a knucklehead that you can't leave when you say I do. That's what it boils down to.
But that is so interesting because I know that now I'm going back to the impartation and the expectation because when someone finds someone, they were like, oh my God, I finally got someone that I can share the rest of my life with. And I will overlook some of those things that may not be, they're more yellowish. They're not quite red yet. And so we'll get through that and we'll get married and everything will be fine because I don't want to be by myself. I mean, that's what I'm thinking.
You know they red. They know they red. They just calling it yellow.
Yes. Yes, that is so true.
Yes, yes.
I love that.
I just want to pause and just say, okay, y'all, we are talking with Dr. Allen. When a man really loves a woman, and we just getting started, okay? And we have more questions to ask. This is so deep. Okay, so I want to just jump in and ask you a question about. So you said most men were never taught how to love.
That's correct.
So talk to me a little bit more about how do we come to that realization that most men are not taught?
So this is what men are taught. They're taught, Carlos, talk to me now, right? They're taught, be strong, don't cry, right?
Yes.
That's what we're taught, right? Come on. This is the way the old school, suck it up. That's what they used to tell. Suck it up.
Suck it up. Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what men were taught. But men need to be taught how to be a tender warrior.
Oh, come on. Talk to us.
Right? That's what they need to be taught. Because they need to be, our wives, our brides, they need our rugged side, our warrior side, but they also need our tender side. Wow. And that's what I mean by they just were not taught.
So that's why we need to be tender warriors.
Tender warriors.
That's a good one. I love that one. I love that.
So in your book that you have, when we're talking about the tender warrior and doing the impartation for the men, is there anything specific that you would love to point out about how a man becomes a tender warrior?
So one way is, in the book, I often talk about intentionality. We have to be intentional, right? We have to be intentional. And one of the way that we can become this tender warrior is we're already rough for the most part. We're already tough for the most part. That's not the part we need to be taught. It's the tender part. Wow. And part of being tender is we need to learn how to be not only intentional, but we need to learn how to pay attention, right?
You're dropping nuggets, man. You are dropping so many nuggets. Come on now. Okay, keep it going. Keep it going.
See, now you made me lose my thought. No, I'm kidding.
They're not
look, but think about that. We need to learn how to be intentional. So for me, I need to be so intentional that I'm paying attention to my bride day in and day out. Like I need to know when she begins to shift for whatever reason, right? She could be having a challenging day.
Yeah.
And if she begins to shift and I hear it on the telephone, I need to be tender enough toward her in that season for what she needs in that particular day. That's what I mean by tender warrior and how we need to make these adjustments. But we have to be intentional about these things.
Yeah.
How long did it take you or come to the realization that you need to show up as a tender warrior?
Last week. No, I'm kidding.
That's good. That's good. I like that.
So Kim and I have been married now, and I'm grateful to the Lord. Now, I know the days for the most part. Every time I do something like this, it's 41 years, 8 months, and 14 days. That's how long we've been married, right? So again, I'm paying attention to details, right? It probably took me longer than I wanted it to. Okay, but I'm going to say I was probably 10 to 15 years in before I really learned it, right?
Yeah.
Because I was focused on, you know, being a provider. I work hard, I'll provide. You do your thing, I'll do my thing. We come together, but it was my responsibility to provide. And one day Kim said to me, I don't need any more stuff. I need you.
Wow.
And that thing hit me. And it hit me hard. Because then I realized I wasn't just being this tough warrior provider. She wanted me to be able to connect with her and be able to hear her heart and be able to hear and watch whatever is going on in her particular life that was going on at that particular time. That's when I learned that I needed to shift.
Well, can you imagine what that would have looked like for you all if you would have had that right at the onset of your marriage?
Absolutely.
Being a tender warrior.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what your book is communicating. It's like, when you're starting this journey, here is a prescription and here's some instruction for you to be able to show up well as a tender warrior with the standards that are actually out there for a man really loving a woman.
Yeah. I really agree with exactly what you're saying. It is my hope to be able to get it to as many people as possible. So that the men will understand this is the way you show up. And then the wives will understand as well. This is what you can expect and should expect. Yeah. And don't settle. Don't settle.
Don't settle. That's that expectation.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I love the way because you talked about that paying attention, how to really pay attention and respond in your book in lesson 4. And I love that you call them lessons.
I know.
Because that made me pay attention.
Amen.
Especially like my mom when she said, look at me now, this is going to be a lesson for you.
Yes.
Right.
But I love the way you had talked about that, paying attention to those details. Oftentimes, that people can say that those things get on our nerves so bad, but if you pay attention to the details, that then you're learning how to be that tender warrior. I love that. Listen, I want to go back to, first of all, the beginning a little bit, but I just want to say, you said something about the first 2 years don't count.
Yes. We were like, we got to talk about that.
What? You said in the introduction. I just got to I was like, wait a minute, the first 2 years don't count. Talk to us a little bit about that. Share with our audience and on that.
So it was really bad. That's all I would say. It was really bad. Number one, we didn't go through premarital counseling.
Okay.
When we decided to get married, we were young, very young. I was 20 years old. I look at the 20-year-olds now and think to myself, I did that then, right?
That's
20 years old, didn't really know what I was doing. But Kim and I knew we loved each other. We knew that. And didn't have any type of premarital counseling. And we battled. I mean, we went through some stuff, arguing, fussing for days, not physical battle, but just fussing for days about nothing. That's the thing, about absolutely nothing.
Wow.
And it took us about 2 years to get to the point in which we looked at each other one day and we said, divorce is not in our vocabulary.
Wow.
Which means we decided after about 2 years that we're in this for life. Right? We had made enough mistakes. And we continue to make mistakes along the way. And one of the things that I often say, forgiveness and grace is so important in marriage. And we've got to learn to forgive, and we have to learn to give each other grace.
Yeah.
And the same kind of grace God gives us.
Yes.
Right? That's what we need. So that's what it was the first 2 years were rough. Kim and I used to talk about, we used to say it this way, God kept us even when we didn't want to be kept.
Come on.
That will
I love
preach.
that you're able to answer that question in your authenticity, so that couples will know 41 years and maybe had some rough patches in the beginning, but look at you and look at God has used you in the ministry, in counseling, and also now in this book that's going to touch millions of people.
Exactly.
Amen.
Millions of people.
I'm gonna say amen for millions.
Amen. Amen. All right. So I want you all to go to not right now, but you're gonna go to Amazon. You can go to Barnes
Well,
and
he
Noble.
may want them to go right now.
I want y'all to stay on. Well, okay, you can do two things at one time, but we'll
It's
say
okay.
things here. But Amazon, Barnes and Noble, and Walmart is where this is in, and you can always go to his website. We'll give that information also at the end, but I want to mention it. When a Man Really Loves a Woman.
Can we do one thing then? Because she's going to say something else. So for the people that are actually listening now, if you got premarital counseling or if you did not, can you put in the chat yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes, premarital counseling. No premarital counseling. I just want to see just what people have been going through. We did get premarital counseling, so it's a yes for us, but I'd love to hear or see what other people got. So
Let me
yes or no.
Let me ask a quick question. How long was your premarital counseling?
We did 6 weeks with our pastor.
6 weeks.
6 weeks with our pastor.
Okay.
6 weeks.
So the program that the Lord has blessed me with is literally a year program.
Wow.
Hey, I love it.
Come on.
And I tell people I'll do it in 6 months, but so it's once a month for a year.
For a year. Wow.
But then, because even after a month, you have time to process.
Yes.
Right? You have time to really look at each other and say, do we still want to do this?
Yes.
And then I say, yes, I'll do it in 6 months, which means you have to meet me twice a month for 6 months, right? Typically, every now and then, I will do it less than that. But for the most part, all of them are going to go through 6 months to a year.
I think that's fantastic. I believe early on, I think, classes were a little bit shorter. We didn't understand it because our parents didn't go through it. However, I do believe we believed in marriage and we knew we wanted to work in it. So I consider we got into other classes about relationship, how to communicate better with one another, how to grow together. We kept being lifelong learners, which I consider me still in those classes when I learning things so that I can better outserve him. We try to outserve each other. And that I can be the person that God has called me to be as a wife, because it is an honor to be in this position, because there are many people who want to be in this position and just can't find that mate. And so I'm grateful for this position. So thank you for sharing that. And I think a year, and after the year, they need to go to something else. It doesn't just stop after a year, so just like a college course. Hello.
Well, I love it that the chat is blowing up. We had so many people saying, yes.
Amen.
So they are part of our community of just being grounded in their relationship, because we want it to last. And I'm hoping that the men are saying yes, because now they really know how to love their wives.
In your book, you talked about on 38, from the conversation we had, you said, choose to fight for your marriage, not in it.
Yes. Expound on that, please.
So it doesn't take much to get into an argument. Right? It doesn't.
Right.
Yes. I'm sure Carlos, I know Catherine, I know the wives don't do many things to cause arguments. I know that. But I know Carlos
we don't.
Right. Exactly.
But it really doesn't take much to start an argument. So we have to understand that we have to take a position that we're going to fight for our marriage and not necessarily fight in our marriage, which means we can make decisions that we can disagree and be able to make a decision. We don't have to fight about it just because we disagree. Right? Tim and I, one of the things that we do, and I'm grateful to the Lord that we do our devotion times every morning. So we set our clocks every morning, 6:30, Monday through Saturday. we do our devotions, we have our prayer time. And even this morning, one of our devotions, what we talked about, I pulled up a number 6, right?
Okay.
And I put it down between us, and we were just talking about it. Kim saw a 9, I saw a 6.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And what it really boiled down to is neither one of us were wrong, but we could have thought about that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Rather than just agreeing, I see it from your perspective, or
Mhm.
you see it from my perspective. It makes all the difference in the world.
Yeah.
So again, that's what I mean by fighting for your marriage rather than fighting in your marriage.
Oh, that's another
That's another nugget.
Another nugget.
I'm telling you, you guys have to get this book. It's so he's dropping nuggets now. If you read this book, there are so many nuggets. Like I have note cards. I'm just I sometimes don't like writing in my book, but
and I would say that if you are just based on the way that we read it, it would be good because he does go through the different lessons that you have in the book. I would read a lesson and then you have to chew on it. You have to process it and then read the next lesson. This was not a book that I just wanted to read straight through.
Yeah.
I wanted to just go through one lesson and then understand the concepts that he had put in the lesson, kind of chew on it for a day just so I could get it in my spirit, then move on it. I didn't want it to be just a quick read because this really impacts how I show up and my marriage as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Can we talk a little bit about the love in action? One of the chapters you talked about protecting and covering your wife.
Yes.
So that can be, it can go both ways. Let me just say that. Let me start out by saying that. One of the things that I am a big protector. I am. And sometimes it's overprotector. And I'll give you an example. My bride, she loves to walk outside. Loves to. Right? I want to know that she's safe when she's outside. So I'm always, she could be out, she'll probably put something in the chat right now. Watch this. But
I'm leaning in.
Right. But I could be at the house, I could be here at the church. I know when she's outside walking. So when she goes outside, I'm calling her and I'm checking on her because it's my responsibility to cover her and to protect her. I'll give you an example of how it can go south sometime. If she decides that she's gonna walk to the park, I know there's one way for her to go to the park. That's the way she normally goes. But every now and then she wants to go to a different street. Well, I'm upset, man.
What you doing?
Where are you? You know, that's what I mean by it is our responsibility to not only cover them, but protect them. And I think that's our responsibility. And I think God's going to hold us accountable for that because it is not only for us to do physically, but even emotionally. Right? There's times in which Kim just needs a break. She needs I don't need you, children, grandchildren. You know what I mean? We have to protect those times. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Well, I love
your bride put in there every 5 minutes you checking on her. But then she said, "Thank you, honey."
I know. I do want to put up on the screen. There's a person that says you dropped the nugget with the dipping sauce.
Oh, nugget dipping sauce.
I want you to know who said
nugget dipping sauce.
Oh, Jonathan Jr. Okay.
That was so good.
Somebody had said that earlier, and I was just like, "That's the good stuff right there."
That's good stuff right there. But I love that you're talking about how you protect your wife, and the thing that I'm looking at is that the women who are listening to this at this point, you're setting the expectation for them that they should have a husband or a man who wants to protect them. Absolutely. And they should be expecting that. So not only just opening doors, but making sure that their environments are safe, making sure that they feel very comfortable in whatever setting you take them in.
Absolutely.
And that you will be defending them. So I appreciate what you wrote in the book there regarding protecting your wife.
Yeah.
I don't even want Kim to buy gas. I don't want her to go to the gas station.
Say what? Okay, no. Go ahead.
You know what she's saying?
I know exactly what Catherine is saying. I'll give you a card after we finish this.
Please, because you stepping on my toes now. Like, okay, I can go.
But again, that's an environment that she doesn't have to go in, right?
Yes,
and there's oftentimes she'll say, I got it. Just tell me when you need gas, or it is my responsibility to check so that she won't even have to check.
Look, somebody else said that. Show that, Catherine. This is what somebody said. They said, amen. I don't pump gas either.
I know that's right.
We are setting some standards tonight, okay?
Oh my goodness.
We are imparting and setting expectations.
Yes, so I'm gonna have to stop pumping my gas. But I love to fill up on Friday. Let me just say this. Carlos loves to ride until the yellow light come on.
It's not that I don't like
I always like to have, don't go below a half a tank. He loves seeing that little yellow light flicker.
No, that just tells me I need to go get gas. I was like, I don't even want to stop to get gas. I just
I fill up on Friday.
Carlos,
yes,
he does not mean everlasting. That's all. It doesn't.
I think it's partially because my father had 3 girls, and he taught us all how to change oil, how to change our tires, and he was like, because you got to know how to do this stuff if you're gonna start driving. And so sometimes I love to surprise Carlos. If he's gone out of town or something, and I know his car, the light was flickering, I'll just drive his car, put some gas in it, give him a little surprise or whatever, because I know he's working hard. He's protecting me too, but it's just it brings me joy when I can do that. But we may shift some things after this conversation.
All right, so let's speaking of shifting.
Okay.
Speaking of shifting,
you want to shift now? You really want to talk shift
about
now?
One of the I do. But here's one of the things. I'm gonna put some gas in your car. Okay. But let's go. Here's what I want to do. I want to shift to this covenant versus convenience.
Okay.
The choice defining this generation. Okay. You talked about that covenant versus convenience. Let's talk, because normally we hear covenant versus contract, but you actually create a concept of covenant versus convenience. And I'd love for you to dive into that for our audience to understand what you meant by that.
So many times when we start thinking about convenience, we're in a generation now that many things just have to be convenient. And that's the way they stay when it's convenient, right? When it doesn't go their way, it's not convenient, right?
Yes.
They end up throwing in the towel. We're not talking about being convenient. We're talking about being in covenant with, watch this, God and our mate. To be able to say, even when it's not convenient, I'm going to still stay. Even when it doesn't make sense, I'm going to still commit, right? That's the difference for me as I was writing between covenant and convenience. That's what it meant to me.
That's because then you could find yourself in a situation to where things could get convenient from a routine standpoint too, though.
Absolutely.
And you get lackadaisical on how you actually are being intentional about your marriage and your relationship.
Yep. So many times that's the reason we have to stay intentional. That's the reason we have to show up every day. For me, one of the things that I do at night, and it really happened not recently, but I look at my calendar at night so I know what I need to do the following day. So I have to be intentional about that, because if not, I could be off the following day. Well, why not plan what you're going to do for your bride the following day? Why not be intentional about looking at what you have on your schedule and see how you can take her out to dinner or or surprise her at lunchtime. Do you know what I mean? Be intentional about it. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
So that's that covenant over convenience, because it may not be so convenient to actually surprise her at lunch if you got to drive to where her lunch is. Absolutely. Or you got to pick up the phone and do the order. Even if you're doing Uber Eats, that still requires an effort on your part to surprise her in that space.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we have to be so, we have to understand covenant. Like, we're in covenant. We're in an agreement that this is what we're going to do. And we're telling not only our mate, we're telling God, I'm going to serve Kim until God take me away from here in any way God wants me to serve her. That's that, and I want to be intentional about that. Wow. I often talk about when we are being intentional. I use my phone a lot. I have a list in my phone of every restaurant that Kim likes to go to. I have a list of restaurants that I've taken her to that I bet not take her to again. You know what I mean? We have to be intentional. I have a list of my wife loves perfume, beautiful perfume, expensive perfume. Anyhow.
Yes. Yes.
But I have a list of every perfume that she likes in my phone. I want to be that intentional about loving her.
Yeah. Okay, so then in your phone, do you have, like, is this like Pastor Kim Allen profile just in the notes section, or where do you have it to where? Because I want people to have practicality about, if I start doing this for my wife, what would that really look like?
So on the restaurants, I have Kim's Restaurants. Got a list of all the restaurants she likes to, or in the phone, in the notes section, I have perfumes. All the perfumes. Got them in there. I even started a date night list in my phone on my notes. Dates that we can do in town, dates that we can do out of town.
Okay, I haven't gone that far yet, but you give me some great
you are
ideas.
Helping people
that
right
is so
today.
Good.
Let's be intentional.
Okay, so I want to ask the people who are actually listening on here, because Dr. Allen is giving us some really good practical ways that we can be intentional about loving our wives, or rhythms that we can put in place. If you all don't mind putting it in the chat, what is one rhythm or one connection point that you like? This is what I do with my wife, or this is what my husband does for me on a regular basis to know me better, to love me better. Put that in the chat. I'd love to see some of the other ideas, because Dr. Allen, these are amazing. These are so good.
Yeah, and I know from reading your bio and seeing you travel all over that your intentionality of doing this for your wife speaks volumes. And I often hear people say, I'm so busy that we really don't have time. But you do have time.
Yes, you do.
You have to be intentional.
Have to be intentional.
Yeah.
This is where I really learn how to be intentional. When you introduced to me, you talked about all that I do, right? And I was working on my doctoral degree, pastoring a church, and running a business simultaneously, right? To me, that was like 3 full-time jobs.
Yes.
That's when we put in 2 date nights a week, because I knew how much time I was away. So we put Mondays and Fridays. Those are our date days or date nights. So I knew that at least 2 days a week that I would be focused just on my bride.
Wow.
Right. And I mentioned to you all earlier before we came on, I try to pack everything in the Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Yes.
Somebody asked me for my, there's no need of me even looking on my calendar. No, because I'm intentional, and we have to be intentional.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You won't see appointments on Friday. You just won't see it. Right?
Someone is giving you a quiz. They're like, which I think we know this. When someone said that, but someone asked, what is your wife's favorite color?
Pink.
Exactly.
He already know. Listen, I know that, and I'm not married to her.
Exactly. We know that. is her color.
Pink is her
Wow,
color. But I did
wow.
want to put up what I just showed that
Yes.
even making a way when it's not convenient for your pockets, people send mob on so many things. Some can be cut for gestures. And it just said, no matter what, even if you have money or don't have money, there are things that you can do. There are free parks. There are free sidewalks you can walk on.
Yeah, and there's another suggestion that somebody said that this is what their husband does for them.
Which one?
That one.
Yeah.
Instead of sleeping in on Saturday, my hubby gets up to take me to a weekly hair appointment.
Oh,
then
wow.
And yes. Now he takes her to the hair appointment and then they go to breakfast. Okay. That part right there.
That part right there. And one of the things that you all are mentioning and we're talking about now is, again, just being intentional. That's all.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I often tell the couples, we work on our careers. We work on building these empires. Work on your marriage, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Intentional about working on our marriage as well. Absolutely.
Yes. I absolutely love that.
Unless I know we're coming up on our hour, but I know I can go on. We have to do a part 2 with you. But one of the things I did want to ask, so say if a man is reading this and he feels like he's already failed and I can't even live up to this, where should he start? What would be a good place for him to start?
So one easy way to start is ask this. Here's the question. Ask their bride, how can I better serve you today? Just start with one day.
Yeah.
Wow. Just start with one day. You don't have to say how you want me to change the rest of my life. How can I serve you today? Wow. What can I do different today? What can I do better today? Open the dialogue. If you care that much about your bride, if you love them that much, open the dialogue and ask them the question, how can I do it? Right? Like I'm on now. I'm gonna ask my bride, baby, how can I serve you even better tonight, or or in the morning? Just tell me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. I love it.
So and again, encouraging them to be able to say, Kim and I use this term, one day at a time for a lifetime, which means if I just do one day and do a better job today than I did yesterday. Do you know what I mean? Just take one day at a time. Don't feel like you got to change everything.
Wow.
Yeah, at one time. Just take one day at a time.
One day at a time for a lifetime. Okay.
And that's what Kim and I do.
Okay, I know we're getting ready to wrap up here, and I don't want to, but I know we need to. But here's one that's going to challenge you.
Okay.
This question right here. What is one sentence, phrase, thought from the book that you wrote that you would want tattooed on every man's mirror? One phrase, thought, concept that you would want every man tattooed on, you would want it tattooed on every man's mirror. What would that be?
Show up the best way you can every day.
Show up.
Literally show up the very best way that you can every single day.
Wow.
If we show up that way and we're doing the very best that we can do, can you imagine the shift in relationships? And can I just add this?
Please.
If our wives show up the same way, right? Can you imagine the type of godly, I can only hear the Lord saying, well done.
Yes.
Those are my children in whom I am well pleased.
Yeah.
So now that divorce rate now goes from 50% down to 0.
Absolutely.
For us that call ourselves Christian and Christian marriages.
Yep.
Right?
Absolutely.
I love that.
In
All
agreement.
right. Let's talk about how people can get in touch with you and the book.
Yes.
There. Let's do that as we start to wrap up at this point. So
Okay.
let's hold that book up again so people can see what it looks like when they go out there.
I wonder, can I put it on the stage?
Oh, well,
Look at that.
You rolling.
She really is. So talk to us about how can people get this book if they want.
You can go to Amazon and get the book on Amazon. You can get the book on barnesandnoble.com, and you can get the book on walmart.com. So those are 3 platforms. You also can go to my website, which is jonathanallensenior.com. That is another way that you can get this book. And again, we have it a digital form as well as hardback as well as a softback. So you can get all 3 different ways. And again, we are grateful. We're trying to get this message out to as many millions. That's what we're trying to get this message out to, because I believe it's going to shift the trajectory of marriage statistics. I really do. And I'm praying that it will. One of the things that I'll say also is Kim and I just have a burning desire in the Lord to be able to make a difference in marriages. So we don't want marriages just to survive. We want marriages to thrive. So literally, it's like, and Catherine, I think you mentioned earlier about, the older generation, and they didn't have this, but we didn't see a lot of passion out of them either. They just kind of existed.
Yes.
Kind of did.
Yes.
I want to see passion at the age of 90. Like I'm gonna still be running. I'm gonna still be running after Kim at 90.
Come on now.
That's the kind of passion I want to see.
Richard Walker, come back here, baby.
Come here, baby. Come here, baby. Yeah, with my walker. Yeah.
Oh, that is amazing. Is that what? Talk to me. What would you like to see the next generation do with this?
I'd like to see the next generation. Like I watch Jonathan and Alicia. I watch them and the love that they have for each other. I watch them. I would love to be able to see that generation begin to pour in the next generation.
Yes.
Right. And people starting when they're saying I do, to be able to have this kind of commitment to one another. That's what I would love to be able to see.
Thank you so much. This has been
Thank you all.
Amazing.
Thank you all.
All right. I want you all to go out and you purchase it. Please pass this along. When a man really loves a woman, there is definitely a lot of lessons in here that it's going to bring you life. It's life-giving. Buy 2 or 3 and then give it away. Gift it. We believe in that. Let's make this a New York seller, a New York bestseller for Dr. Allen. We appreciate you. Love
Carlos,
you.
Catherine, thank you all so very much.
Now I know people, they can get the book there, but if they just say, hey, we just want to follow this guy, or where can we see him on social medias? Give us that.
All right, so it is at Dr. Jonathan Allen, on all social media platforms. You can find us there. We're going to continue to drop nuggets as the Lord will allow us to. I wasn't one of those social media people. I'll just tell you that, right? But this has really helped to really push me out there. And again, I'm grateful for this opportunity. I don't take it lightly. I thank God for this opportunity. Can I just say to my bride, baby, I love you. I'm on my way home. I know.
And don't y'all do nothing me and Carlos wouldn't do.
I love it.
Well, we love you all. Thank you all. Thank you for joining us for Popcorn Conversation. We are here every Tuesday night. Now we're back.
We're back
from summer vacation. We're here every Tuesday night at 9:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you know what we say before we leave here? We say, let's get powered up.
Yes.
We'll see you all.